Welcome back to Mock the Mock, where we take a look at someone else's mock draft and I mock it, giving you my views, thoughts, and opinions on this very special day. We start the playoffs, the wild card playoffs, as you can see from right here. But this is a Mock the Mock. We're taking a look at TPS's new mock because they just released one. I don't feel like they just did one a couple of days ago. But theirs are relatively easy to look over, and they're also very interesting, so it allows me to kind of flex my my joking muscles, I guess. But what's crack-a-lackin'? It's your boy Broshmo, just in case you did not know. So go ahead, become a bro and subscribe. Leave that thumbs up if you enjoy the content. As always, let me know what you think in the comment section below. I'd love to hear from you. And if you want to check out my full big board and prospect rankings, so I am still working on my big board. You can check out my Patreon, best way to support the channel. You also get a variety of other different perks there, so do check that out if you like. And let's go ahead and get into this sucker. All right, so let me make sure I'm here. Yes, I am. Evan Neal going number 1 to the Jaguars. Hold on, let me see what I can do about this. Oh, not much I can do. All right. Well, Evan Neal going to the Jags. You know what? I still feel like I'd go Aiden Hutchinson, Kayvon Thibodeau, one of those two. Just because I feel like their pass rush is much worse than what they have at tackle. I know Juwan Taylor doesn't inspire much, but if you stack him up against Kayvon or Clavon Chason, yeah, your pass rush is kind of dog water. You got Smoot. He's more of I feel like a guy that could play the interior. He could play the outside. He's more probably in a rotation role. Like, he's a good player. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, your pass rush isn't going to get any better if you don't, get top-notch talent at it. Walker Little's looked good. Cam Robinson likely out. You could bring in another if you want to bring in a challenger to Juwan Taylor, then go right ahead. But through free agency, and I could see either or. I could see either or. So, and then at this point, I imagine the next 2 picks. This is probably Aiden Hutchinson. There it is. So the hometown boy remains hometown. Very nice. Aiden Hutchinson coming back home. If you're Detroit, just get blue chip talent. Just because it is super. The quarterback class super sus. It's suspect. There's a few guys I think are starting to stand out. I don't know. Senior Bowl is going to tell us a whole lot, though. Hopefully. And then, yes, Houston, just go ahead with the next best player available, being KT, baby. Excuse me. Grenard, he's been pretty darn good for the Texans, but still, I think he'd be a viable edge too. Get a KT, bam, you got a pretty good pass rushing unit. Again, if you're the Texans, you're just drafting talent, skill. Just add blue chip players, man. Then the New York Jets, they go Derek Stingley. A lot of people are indifferent about this. I'm not. I like this pick. Yeah, some people are like, oh, well, we don't take secondary serious. You probably should. You have one of the worst secondaries in football. You probably should take secondary seriously. Oh, that's not the Robert Saleh way. He likes to increase the pass rush. Pass rush is all right. You can also get a healthy Carl Lawson back next year. You should probably take your secondary seriously. If you, in all honesty, if you think guys like Brandon Echols, who I like, then you got Guidry, are viable cornerback 2s, you're fooling yourself. You can make a case Kyle Hamilton's probably a better pick here. because Marcus May, he's likely gone. That leaves you with what, guys like Austin Davis, who's had his ups and downs. You know, he's been alright. I want to take a good look at all this, but yeah, no, like I think if you don't address secondary, it's just foolish. Just to say, oh, well, that's not what the Jets do. That's not what Joe Douglas does. That's not what Robert Saleh does. It's just stupid. It is. Like, well, they're not going to do it. It's like, doesn't mean that they shouldn't. Like, Derek Stingley is, I know some people are hung up on, oh, he's too injured. We'll know more at the combine, like at the medicals. Is the ankle like a legit thing? I don't know. Again, yeah, I get it. We haven't really seen him like play at his peak since like the beginning of his sophomore season. So I understand bits and bones there, but like then I mean I guess this picks Kyle Hamilton, right? Just telling you, man. For as promising as your secondary was, doesn't mean that it was good. I'm just gonna say that. I don't know why I'm coming off a little perturbed, a little hot, a little bothered. Just I don't get the hate at the idea of getting secondary for the Jets. Just because it's like, oh, historically we don't do that. Like, okay. Oh man, maybe it's like you think you've been bad long enough, you should change something up. Maybe the way you draft. I don't know. Yeah, I'm just hot and bothered at this point. Let's talk to the Giants. Tyler Linderbaum. This one's interesting because I think you might go the route of one of the tackles, being maybe a Charles Cross or a Icky. Instead they go with Tyler Linderbaum, who honestly could be. I probably might have higher than both those guys, but Tyler Linderbaum is a wonderful prospect. Love the hell out of that cat. Like, I do think I want to say he goes in the top 10. My heart wants to say he goes in the top 10. He deserves to go in the top 10. It's just when you have so many needs on that offensive line and you're kind of addressing the center position. You know what? Center's like the second most important position. Third most on the offensive line. First is both tackle spots, then center. Then I'd say filling in with the guards. It's kind of like the last little layer on the cake. So you know what? Yeah, nah, dude. You do you, boo. I like that. This one's. Ooh. So they go Panthers. They're going Kenyon Green. That's wild. Listen, I like Kenyon Green. I don't know if he slips in the top 10 or sneaks into the top 10. That'd be interesting. Like, the versatility is amazing. I really do think he ends up being a tackle at the NFL. Like, he can be in the right system, outside zone blocking scheme. This guy's got legit movement skills. He's got pop on contact. But, you know, also that he could be a very good guard. Like, this guy's got a tremendous versatility. And also, we should probably be talking about him a lot more than we are currently. So, let's keep going. This is 7... Kyle Hamilton going to the Giants. So they don't get necessarily the best value in terms of positional value, being center, being safety, but I think this is a good get. Peppers being a free agent, Logan Ryan, more of a veteran leader than a guy you want constantly on the field. But Kyle Hamilton, fantastic. You could use him in a variety of different roles. Honestly, if you are the Giants, bring in, I don't know if you want to bring in a defensive-minded head coach or a head coach that at least brings in a very good defensive mind to be the DC. Like, you could get creative. This could be a sick, nasty, like back seven, dude. Just saying. Let's see what's next we got here. We got George Karlaftis going to the Atlanta Falcons. Pass rush. I've been saying pass rush is their biggest need. It does feel like wide receivers creeping up there. And really, you could go either or, I think, at this point. But George Karlaftis is probably going to have him higher than any of the receivers. I worry about the length. I don't really care too much about him being bendy or like his lateral ability, because at the end of the day, this guy's strong, he's explosive. That's how he's gonna win, and that's kind of perfect for this type of defense. So I think it works out well for Atlanta. Let's keep it going. Denver Broncos. Matt Corral, first quarterback off the board. He's not my QB1. I'll just say that. Broncos going quarterback. It makes a ton of sense, but Corral, not my QB1. Let's see. So DeMarvin Leal going to the Jets. See, this feels more like a solid pick. I feel like they kind of already have a DeMarvin Leal in the form of, what is it, Jonathan Myers, Franklin Myers. I swear, man, you get 3 names, man. 3 names, and you're going to mess me the heck up. I get it, dude. I got 2 middle names, and I can barely remember which comes first. John Franklin Myers. JFM. Rolls right off the tongue. So I don't necessarily think DeMarvin Leal's it. I get the trenches might make sense. I think Charles Cross might be the better fit here, actually, just because he fits LaFleur's blocking scheme, you know. So with a guy like Mekhi Becton who could play on either side, maybe move him to the right, maybe move Charles to the right, doesn't really matter. And yeah, but interested. Not in love with it. A lot of people really think Leal is gonna fall out. I think he's gonna come to the combine looking not thick, but like yoked. Like give that boy the off season to turn that bad weight into mad weight. I don't know if that makes sense, but you get what I'm saying. Let's see what's going on at 11. Oh, man, I had to sneeze so bad. Oh, Malik Willis going to the Washington football team. I still think Willis needs to be in an environment where he can sit. You might, I don't know, maybe you consider this an area where, like, maybe you consider this a destination where he doesn't have to play his first year. Maybe. Because, like, Ron Rivera, honestly, he's coming into, what, year 3 at Washington? He might get Vic Fangio, dude, out of Washington. So, I don't know. I feel like he's in a year he kind of needs to perform. So maybe they bring in maybe like a Derek Carr, maybe a Jimmy G, to be like, okay, this is a guy that can at least keep us competitive. But you gotta wonder, man, what a hell of a quarterback battle you're gonna have upon you. You got Jimmy G versus Heineke, baby. Golly, dude, that's a matchup for the ages. But I don't know, man. I feel like Washington, they have to do something this year. Malik Willis might not be it. He's not something that'll immediately solve the problem. Maybe by Ron Rivera drafting him, it's like, hey, just, you know, give me this year to like get this guy ready. Maybe it buys him another year. I don't know, man. That's just how the NFL is, dude. Like, coaches get such like short leashes to turn an organization around, and even if you do, Brian Flores, they're like, you know what? You and the GM, y'all don't get along, so ta-ta, bye-bye. Trash, dude. Trash. And then you got, like, David Culley, you know. It's like, oh, wow, you won way too much with this roster. we were really expecting the first overall pick. We got to get rid of you. It's like, it doesn't even make sense, dude. That Houston Texas team was playing a lot harder than anyone anticipated. I think I projected them one win this year, and it was against like the opener against Jacksonville. They come out and get 4. Like, yo, if anything, dude, that's like you feel like that guy gets an extension. But yeah, dude, that's just the NFL we live in nowadays. So it just sucks to suck, man. Joe Judge, man. I mean, granted, Joe Judge had some antics behind him, but what he only had about was 2 years, I think, maybe 3. I don't know. Time flies. Time flies when coaches get fired. All right, so here we go at 12. Let me tell y'all, this one don't make sense. Charles Cross, why? How sway how? You got Brian O'Neill. You got Christian Darsong, who, by the way, looking good. What are you doing with Cross? You kicking him to guard? You crazy? Like, I don't know. Do you go to the top corner? Potentially. Maybe you go receiver. Maybe you get an offensive-minded coach, and you're like, hey, we're gonna spread this thing around, dude. Let's get a nasty 3-wide receiver. So, to be fair, like there's some good depth on the Vikings at the receiver position, though you could always upgrade that. Maybe you bring in like a big bad Drake London or Garrett Wilson. Like, you could have a lot of fun with stuff like that. I think there's a variety of different ways you could go, but adding a third tackle, I don't think is the way. I don't think it's the way, my brother. On to the next. 13. Garrett Wilson, Cleveland Browns. Do we really have to say much of this? I've been saying this the whole time. It's like, okay, get Baker a weapon, no excuses. La-di-da. Are you our franchise quarterback? Yes, no, maybe so. It's like a stupid little like Valentine. Do you like me? Circle yes or no. It's like, are you our franchise quarterback? Why did we give you that 5th-year option? To be fair, man, he has been beat up. Then someone brought up, was like, well, he did have a weapon at OBJ. OBJ hasn't seemed like the same since he got to Cleveland. I don't know if that's a Baker thing or an OBJ thing, because it looks like he looks like the same OBJ for the Rams that he has been for the Cleveland. I'm just gonna say that, you know. And that's not even to defend Baker, you know. But I'm just saying, if you got a 5th-year option on the guy, what else are you gonna do? What else? It could be worse. You could have taken the 5th year on Sam Darnold. How about that? Oh, that's gonna piss someone off. All right, Baltimore Ravens. Kaiir Elam. Kaiir Elam feels like the forgotten corner in this class. I think for some people he's gonna measure out a lot better than for teams, and then he's gonna go a lot higher than people anticipate. I bet you he goes in the top 20. I really bet you he does. Like, dude's gonna measure out. He's gonna test out well. He does have a lot of good production to his name. It's just he happens to be coming off less than ideal year compared to guys like McCreary, compared to the last 4 games of Andrew Booth, Sauce, even Trent McDuffie, dude. He's been shut down his whole career. But it's like Kaiir, dude, I think he's gonna test out and he's gonna measure out, and teams are gonna like that. So I think him around this range is pretty fine. I don't agree. In the video, they're like, well, the Baltimore Ravens learned that they don't have very good depth at corner. That's because everyone got hurt at corner. They were signing people off the streets. What do you mean they found out they don't have good depth at corner? When you've already like rated your practice squad and you are signing guys off the waiver wire, free agency, no freaking duh. My gosh, dude, what a comment. I heard that and I was just like, They were like the second most hurt team in the league, dude. Calm down. Oh. Chris Olave going to the Eagles. This one's interesting. Normally I see the Jameson Williams. But at least we saw that in yesterday's video with Bengal. Chris Olave, he's a bit more complete as a receiver. I don't think he's nearly as explosive. Of course, you got the ACL thing, so maybe that's a reason for why he falls. But Chris Olave, I get the Eagles going like receiver. I like the idea of them going with maybe a much bigger option, maybe. Like, I like Treylon Burks. I love the idea of Treylon Burks. I really do. Eagles got another pick, right? Yeah, here it is. All right, what is it? It's the sauce. The Eagles got lost in the sauce. This is a good pick. They need help in the secondary, or at least some sort of youth movement. Steven Nelson, I don't think he's coming back. He is a free agent. I don't think they've extended him. I know that they made him not active for the last game of the year, but because like it was so weird. So he was deactivated for week 18, but because apparently like he would have hit a bonus, like if he played that week, but they paid him the bonus anyway. I think it was just so they could get younger players on the field and just to see what they could do, knowing that they wouldn't need him that game. I don't know. I didn't really read much into it, but I thought it was just an interesting tidbit. That and Darius Slay, he's up there too, in years. So, yeah, let's get some youth. Let's get a youth movement going, baby. Jordan Davis, I'm going to tell y'all, and I make this pick too. It's a lazy pick. It's an easy one to make. We all know the run defense is kind of dog water for the Los Angeles Chargers. I mean, when the Raiders are able to have an effective, efficient running game against you, yeah, like it doesn't matter. It's like, oh, well, we sell out to stop the pass. It's like, at some point, it's like, no, you're not. You called a timeout. You brought on your best run stuff and personnel, and then you gave up an 8-yard gain. So, yeah, Jordan Davis, it's kind of warranted at this point. Kind of warranted. Oh, look at that. Hold on. Oh, I'm stuck in between it, huh? But you see that? That's messed up. They have eliminated to poor Justin Herbert. There it is. Look at that. That's messed up. Justin Herbert played his freaking nads off this year, dude. Show him a little bit more respect than that. Jameson Williams going to the Saints. I really don't think he falls past the Saints. I think they're going to be like, ooh, burners. Yes, please. Like, yeah, I don't know if there's more to say than that. Like, the Saints need some firepower at receiver. Nakobe Dean going to the Eagles. So they get Sauce, they get Olave, and then they get Dean. I think Lloyd's a better fit, but I'm not going to fault Dean. Like, Dean's a freak of nature, dude. You could do all kinds of cool things with him. Especially if you're going to keep TJ Edwards in the middle. Then, like, Dean, you could have him as a blitzer. You could use him all kinds of, like, different ways. I even think you could line him up in the slot if you really want to. Like, you could... He's gonna be fun. He's gonna be fun watching in the NFL. He play fast. Yeah, I was gonna say Kenny Pickett hasn't gone yet, has he? Kenny Pickett. This is a good range for Kenny Pickett. I'm not gonna lie. Do I think a team bites on Pickett before that? Very likely. But this is this is a much better spot. I feel better about drafting what I think is probably like his ceiling is probably like Derek Carr, which that's not bad, dude. It just like you could be a top 12, top 10 quarterback. Like, and look what a guy like Derek Carr has done with the lack of talent around his squad. And like honestly, you just gave Derek Carr a better defense. I'm not saying that was a good defense. Honestly, Raiders defense was pretty decent this year, but a better defense, like, and they make the playoffs. Despite all that's happened, like, Derek Carr is a good quarterback. So it's not a knock to say, oh, that I see that being the ceiling. I just don't know if he can get into that elite territory. I think the things around him have to be kind of like ideal. This is probably the best word there. Maybe I'm just wrong, dude. Maybe I'm just wrong. Maybe I'm just wrong about Pickett, though. You win some, you lose some. 21, Roger McCreary. He's a good fit. Andrew Booth also, I think, might work out. Like, I just think Andrew Booth athletic, he's going to move up. But McCreary is a good fit here regardless. Guy's got good ball skills. Hopefully, Patriots are wise. They bring back J.C. Jackson. They give that boy the money he deserves. This man's not getting love. Listen, Trevon Diggs, dude. Wonderful season. Lots of interceptions. J.C. Jackson, he's doing that. He's doing the interception, the pass breakup thing with like less than half of what Diggs is giving up terms of coverage yards. Like, when we're talking about shut down, J.C. Jackson's been shut down. Like, that cat's been real good. So pairing him up with someone nice would be dope. Like, Jalen Mills, I think, is a guy, they have no problem moving him around. So, yeah. If I'm Patriots, I'm drafting corner. Not because J.C. Jackson's not going to be with us anymore, but specifically he is going to be with us. So, yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. What do we got going on? Oh, this is a Miami Dolphins pick. You know, I'm not mad. Icky falls here, so it's like, yeah, let's take him. This boy's going to be nasty. I'd feel better about it with Flores in town because he does feel like the type of like blocking scheme Flores was kind of looking for and going for. That's why you saw a guy like Liam Eichenberg, probably why Flores used him at tackle rather than probably putting him a guard where it probably works better for him in the NFL. Like, I really think Icky would probably, like, ideally be a good left tackle in this system. Oh, excuse me, man. Woo, my nose is stuffy. But I do like this pick for the Dolphins. One of a few. Wow, Raiders going Devin Lloyd. That's actually a ridiculously good pick. Just because it's a great scheme fit. You don't have to no longer rely on free agents at the linebacker position. Though Perryman's been pretty solid for the Raiders this year, right? That's who they've had at linebacker, right? Believe so. Yeah, Perryman. Thought so. And he's been solid. But dude, get a guy like freaking Devin Lloyd, man. This would be Gus Bradley's like dream. Just saying. Devin Lloyd, man, what a fit. Come on, is this it? Is this what we're looking for? 24. Excuse me. Ooh, my nose. Trent McDuffie. Again, this is like, they took Byron Murphy. So it's like, obviously, they see something in these Washington cats where it's like, yeah, not necessarily. They probably aren't ideal with our coverage scheme, but we see stuff in them that they could grow to be good. Like, we see that from like Murphy. Murphy had a pretty solid year this year. Playing both, like, he rotated the outside and the slot. Like, he did a lot of different things for the Cardinals. So maybe they see something similar in McDuffie. McDuffie's a wonderful prospect. So it's just, I kind of fear that he lacks the long field speed and length that the Cardinals would want from the corner position. Bengals, Trevor Penning. So they get a project. Yeah, I just don't think he's pro ready just yet. Like, size wise, yeah. Athletic wise, yeah, it's there. Like, you love the foot speed, but the dude's more so just dancing rather than playing football. I think that's the best way to put it. Like, he just does, he moves his feet. Like, you can see the foot quickness, but he does a lot of nothing with his feet. You know? And even worse, it's not like his feet are doing nothing. It's just the something that he's doing with his feet is a lot of nothing. But again, this is a guy that you can iron out a lot of this stuff. Like the Senior Bowl, I still think he's gonna have a banger Senior Bowl. He's gonna look real good. I think if you bring back Riley Reef, then it's like, yeah, you let this guy develop, man. David Ojabo, I forgot he was still on the board. What the flip? So he falls real hard right here to Buffalo. This is best player available at this point. Excuse me. You might be like, they've invested so much. They got Jerry Hughes. They got Mario Addison. Those guys are older. Come on. AJ Epinesa. I think we've kind of like, yeah, the guy's a rotation player at this point. All right. We get it. You might be like, Boogie Basham. Boogie Basham had a tough time getting on the field and didn't really look that great when he was. So maybe grabbing a legit guy to be like, to pair up with Gregory Russo for the future isn't a bad option. And he's a little bit different than like Boogie and AJ Epinesa and actually Gregory Russo. He's literally a different type of animal. Like, so I don't know. I think it's interesting, especially if you're not going to let, talent fall. Then yeah, go for it. You do you, boo. All right, let's keep this sucker rolling with 27. Drake London, Detroit Lions. It's solid. It's not like I think he's gonna go a lot higher than this. I'm really starting to get on the, this guy's gonna be fantastic bandwagon. Like, I'm starting to see him in the top 20. Injuries could have played an issue to other prospects potentially, but. I don't know, man. I want to give this guy a bit more respect than I've been giving him. Because I keep saying I love him, and he's just sitting prematurely at wide receiver 4 for me. And honestly, he could probably be a bit higher. I don't know. We'll see. When I get around to my new rankings, post Senior Bowl, by the way. New rankings. It's what we decided on as a channel. Drake Jackson, flying off the edge. All right. I don't know. I feel like maybe they'd want to go with a meteor option at the edge position. Like, don't get me wrong. Dude's explosive. Dude has got great length, but I think Travon Walker might be a bit better. That's actually what I did in my 7-round mock draft. If you haven't checked it out, check it out. Kansas City Chiefs, Jahan Dotson. I think Treylon Burks is probably the better fit. I think the Patriots, the Chiefs would be probably looking for a bit more size. A receiver. Excuse me. Jahan Dotson is just a little bit more of what they have. The Bucs, though, they go Treylon Burks. So, I mean, they're in the same vicinity. I think, honestly, I would just switch these two. But, I mean, that makes sense with AB gone, Chris Godwin potentially leaving. I mean, yeah, Dotson's off the board, so Burks probably would be the pick if that's the route they want to go. Tennessee Titans, they go Andrew Booth Jr. Caleb Farley, man, will he be healthy? Will health be an issue? Who knows? I think actually the secondaries looked particularly well for Tennessee. Like Christian Fulton actually had solid showings this year. Jack Rabbit's been great. He's just a good player. Elijah Molden's been money in the slot. I don't mind adding depth to the position, especially if you question like Farley, can he stay healthy? It's good value Andrew Booth at this point, so why not? And there's Trayvon Walker. So he gets to kick inside with, or kick inside. He could kick inside or outside, so he could fill in that like Zadarius Smith role. There we go. That's what I was looking for. So, yeah, no, this is a solid pickup. This is honestly what I would do if I were the Cowboys. So I think he'd be a good fit for the Cowboys. But let me know what you think in the comment section below. That's it for the video. Go ahead and do the YouTube thing. And as always, until next time, you be easy, my friends.